It's the sky. I want to be the sky. I want to mold my colors, learn new things about myself, change. I want to rain. I want to rain. I want to pour. I want to hang clouds against the old new blue and watch birds fly through them. I want to fly. I want to dive into the lake with the long ribbons of moon around my feet. I want to pin my hair back with the wind. I can focus. I can hold a broken thing. I can make it better. I can play hopscotch with the lightning bolt, toss it to the earth like a stone and run back to retrieve it. As the sky would say, I am open. I am wide open. Build up your house to me. Let your joyful voice echo through me. I've held the stars where you wish. I know how to be beautiful, how to rain, how to color, how to break, how to fly. I know how to be free.
I had a wonderful childhood. Do you know where Washington Court is? Just up from the YMCA. Well, I grew up there, so that meant the lake was right there. And as far back as I can remember, I was given free reins just to go out and do what I wanted. I probably had to tell my mother where I was going. I really don't remember. But I could be gone all day practically, and just maybe come home for meals. And I remember in the winter, we would ride down the hill on a sled, a flexible flyer. And oh, another thing. There was a neighbor of ours on Washington Court, and he had a bobsled, one of those big, long ones, that was like a big plank. It was always sitting in the yard between both our houses because it was too big to put in the house. But when he was home and he had time, he would take it out and he would take a whole bunch of kids down the hill on that bobsled.
I wish those days would never end. Careening downhill with my friends, riding the snow, like dolls, riding the wind as they swoop and keen over the lake. Our laughing shouts taught us, then lost. Barreling, bouncing on Bobby's toboggan, flapping scarves, bumping noggins. As Bobby steers, he's the boss. It's his toboggan, of course. Together we haul it up the hill, and then holding the rope, Bobby sits perfectly still. I'm right behind him, second in line, the only girl there, so that's what's mine. Bring on the gang. This sled's gonna blow a trench as quiet as the ears on Dumbo. Armies of snow angels? No, I don't think so. We go for speed, devil may care. There's more luck than skill demanded here. Quick as a wink, lickety split, pile on, push off, a wisecracker or two. Hey, get off me. I do not you, baby. Move over. poor fatty, you take up a lot. I am stuffed in a snowsuit. I feel like a brat. Each winter day is better than this. This was the best. Riders drag home for dinner and rest, to report on each ride with excited precision, especially those ending in snowbank collisions. Itching pants of every size, draped near the furnace, steaming dry, galoshes, scarves, mittens tossed in between. What a great day today has been. I wish those days would never end. Careening downhill with my friends, riding the snow like gulls riding the wind.
Full moon in winter sky, sinking into the sea. Snow falling deep into the morning, there must be close to 3 feet. What's that I see outside? There's a bobsled on the ground. No place for it to hide, no garage to be found. In a Stay Puft marshmallow snowsuit, I'm bloated up like a brat. Bobby Balzer grabbed that old toboggan and lifted it right up. All the way up that hill, must have been 500 feet. He hauled that big old snowboard. We sat behind him all in a line, waiting for the perfect time to fly down that street. Oh, how I wish these days would never end. Careening down the hill with all my friends, like seagulls floating on the wind, rosy faces, all a grin, riding on the snow, daring to descend. Then we climb back up and do it all again. Shouting, laughing, every sound is caught into the frozen air, and nothing's lost. And flapping scarves and bumping heads, barreling down on Bobby's sled, riding on the snow, daring to descend. Then we climb back up and do it all again. Balzer's toboggan, get on up, get out of bed, and cover up your noggin, and jump into that sled. And grab a rope, sit down and try to keep still. We're right behind Bobby, she's the only girl. Hands inside, hold on tight, avoid that snowbank, clean right. Riding on the snow, daring to descend. Then we climb back up and do it all again. Balzer's toboggan, get on up, get out of bed, cover up your noggin, and jump into that sled. And pitchy wolf slants in every possible side. Gray near the furnace you can smell and watch them dry. Boots, mittens, scarves all hung between. Oh, what a great day this has been. Riding on the snow, Then we climb back up and do it all again. Balzer's toboggan, down the hill, no bigger test will ever be forgotten. Home in time for dinner, and a long winter's rest.
Many, many years later, my husband's aunt was visiting from Chicago, and I needed to take her somewhere to entertain her. So we went up to Wade House, and there was Bob Balzer's bobsled on display in the carriage house. The bobsled I rode on as a child was in the museum. The best thing of all, you know the lakefront where the parking lot is in front of the YMCA? When I was very young, that parking lot was a landfill, like the city dump. And we would go down there to get stones to play hopscotch with, and stuff like that. People would be going through and finding whatever they needed, you know. Making all those little ceramic pieces with pieces of broken dishes. People used to use the bits and pieces to decorate bird baths, wind chimes, and gardens. They made beautiful decorations. You would see the decorations all over town. You don't see many anymore.
Bits and pieces, shards and trinkets, shiny things, stolen dreams, broken dishes in between, dazzling images, made from wishes, buttons here, sea glass there, as decorations everywhere. Colors glow like a kaleidoscopes on wind chimes and bird bath stands in backyards and front gardens. Simple treasures through the town, memories made from fragrance found. Artful fingers matched together, rainbow swirls and spiral twirls that spin like iridescent pearls. Imaginary worlds inspire boys and girls. The sparkle streams of glitter gleams, shimmering sunlight beams. Colors glow like kaleidoscopes on wind chimes and bird bath stands in backyards and front gardens. Simple treasures through the town, memories made from fragrance found. Bits and pieces, wear and weather, Shiny things, stones and rings, broken dishes in between, dazzling images made from wishes. Buttons here, seem less than as decorations everywhere. Colors glow like kaleidoscopes on wind chimes and burger stands in backyards and front gardens. Simple treasures through the town, memories made from fragrance found. Simple treasures through the town, memories made from fragrance found.
And then the dump was filled in. It was all brown. Then the circuses started coming to town. Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey. There were dozens of circuses that would come. They would come first thing in the morning, as soon as it got light. All the kids in the neighborhood would be down there watching them set up the tents, watching the elephants pull up the poles, watching them put up everything. And of course, most of the time, when the circus would come to Sheboygan, it would only be here for one night. So they'd have one performance in the afternoon and one in the evening. If we were lucky enough to have a quarter and go see the show, we would. But if we didn't, we would just be hanging around. But while that show was going on, they were already taking down the tents outside. They were taking down the cook tent. They were taking down the sideshow. And by the next morning, everything would be gone. So they would be here for one day. It was like magic, you know. One day they would come, they set up everything. The next day, it all disappears.
Were you there last night? So was I. Quarter in pocket and wonder in eye. And even after, we can pretend until the magic happens again. You be the tamer and I'll be the lion. We'll act out our fight beneath colored lights, under trapeze artists flying. Don't growl at me, you terrible beast. Don't circle and stop with drool on your teeth. I'll battle you bravely, and when no one can save me, I'll escape through the door beneath my feet. You be the cannon, and I'll be the ball. We'll hear the spectators gasping and on. As a child lights the wick, and it burns to a quick, and I laugh, flying over it all. Here, tother in this. It's a tightrope. Here, down with this. It's a horse. Here, swallow this fire and breathe like a dragon. Don't worry, the flame is just popcorn. Jump like a clown and juggle these apples. The spotlight sets them glow. Swerving on one wheel, heel toe heel. Honking your bright ruby nose. You clap your hands and I'll take a bow, tipping my hat to the crowd. Then I'll twirl my mustache, do one last huzzah, and vanish without making a sound. Were you there last night? So was I. Then it all disappeared in the blink of an eye. But even after, we can pretend until the magic happens again.
When I was growing up, my school had two buildings on the property. In the downstairs of the larger building, they had the home ec class for 7th and 8th grade girls. And that's where I learned how to sew. And I've been sewing ever since. I also took a sewing class in high school. The teacher started with very elementary stuff. And I came in and said, I've been sewing for years. And I asked her permission if I could make what I wanted. And I think what I wanted to make was a jacket. My mother's cousin, who worked at Lakeland Fabrics, had got some fabric for me one time. And I made a skirt out of it. And I wanted a jacket to go with it. And I told the teacher I wanted to make this jacket. And she said, well, that's too advanced. And I said, well, I made everything I've got on. And she gave me permission. She just let me go on my own. When I was older, I made a living out of that for about 30 years. I created my own sewing business. And I worked 7 to 8 hours every single day. My husband would be at work, and I would be at home alone all day. So I wanted to find some part-time job, and I thought, well, I always wanted to sew for people, so I put an ad in the local paper. And within a week, I had customers. Within a year's time, it was a full-time business. I did alterations and dressmaking, making whatever people needed to be done. I made everything. I made wedding dresses. I made bridesmaids' dresses, prom dresses. At a certain time of a year, I would have 6 to 7 girls with their prom dresses. I made my children's clothes. And when my kids were little, we used to get clothing from a garage sale. You know, men's clothing or women's clothing. Take it all apart, wash the pieces, and recut it, and make stuff out of it for the kids. I have pictures of the kids, with each one wearing the same outfit. Handed down because I had 6 children. My husband Nick and I got married in my parents' living room, and I even sewed my own wedding outfit that day. Often, I would listen to classical music when I was sewing. My husband and I met on the jetty in Sheboygan. I worked at the telephone company, and if I had a split shift, I'd go down to the jetty for maybe an hour or so, either swim or lay in the sun. And one day, I was lying on the jetty, and there he comes, swimming up.
Sorry, didn't mean to splash you. Beach hazard, I guess.
No, it's okay. The cool water feels nice.
I'm sorry again for splashing you.
No, I'm fine.
You live around here?
I do. I grew up around here, actually. It's a great place. There's lots to do, really nice people.
I see that. About the nice people, I mean. What's your name?
I'm Evelyn. I love the lake. I'm so lucky to live so close.
Well, then hey, we have something in common.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm a Navy guy. Or was a Navy guy. Name's Nick.
you're not from around here, are you?
You got me. No, I'm from Chicago. My mom lives up here, so I'm just visiting. My mom's husband, or, well, she's divorced, but he's from up here, so I wanted to see how she's doing. She likes Sheboygan a lot, said it's a really nice place. She didn't mention the pretty girls that live here, though.
Oh gosh, I gotta go. It was nice talking with you.
Hey, wait, do you have to?
Yeah, I really do. I have to get to work.
Well, where do you work?
At the telephone company, Mom Bell? I gotta stop at home first, though.
I've got an idea. I can grab my towel and dry off, and I can walk you home.
Okay. Well, here we are. It was nice meeting you.
Well, I've got another idea. I could pick you up after work. Maybe we could go somewhere when you're done.
Well, that sounds wonderful, but I don't get off until 10:30 tonight.
Well, then I'll be at Ma Bell's door at 10:30 sharp.
Okay. Oh, you made it!
I wouldn't miss seeing you again for the world. Let's take a walk by the jetty. Look at the moon. It's full tonight.
He never did make it back to Chicago. The jetty is still there. It has been part of our love story since the beginning. I think of that jetty almost as if it had a life of its own, and all the things it must have seen through time. Where did you come from? Whoops. Things happen. Bear with me, we'll find it. Were you there when children played on the pristine beach, explored the trees on the bluff, or waded on the slippery rocks of the point? Then suddenly it seemed you were there with your brothers. A new place to play, bulwarks to climb, a place to jump in the water, a place to sunbathe on your smooth, sun-warmed surface. You have felt the sun warming you, the cold northeast wind buffeting you, the ice and snow of winter shrouding you in the shore. You have felt the damp fingers of fog that hide you from sight. Oh, the things you have seen. Tens of thousands of sunrises, moonbeams sparkling on the night waters. You have seen the stars circling the skies above you. You have seen meteor showers when the city sleeps. You have seen rockets soar into the heavens and strange stars bloom in the sky when a country celebrates. You have seen the winking lights of passing planes and satellites. You have seen the coal and ore boats, the fishing boats, the water skiers and surfers. You saw a young woman spread her towel on your sun-warmed surface. You saw the young curly-haired man swim up and join her. You saw the beginning of a romance. You saw them return again and again with children, grandchildren, pets and friends. On a windy November day, you saw the not-so-young woman return with children and grandchildren to say goodbye to the not-so-young curly-haired man. You heard the rifle fire. You saw the flag folded. You saw them leave. But now, your once smooth surface is pockmarked and broken from the assault of wind and waves. How many storms have you withstood? How many waves have endlessly pounded you? But you remain strong and defiant, carrying on as you were meant to do, protecting, guarding. Remain strong. Be there when a not-so-young woman returns to join the young curly-haired man.
How many winters, springs, summers, and falls? How many windstorms and rain squalls? How many seabirds ended their flight to rest on your shoulder and spend the night? As far back as I can see, you have always been a rock for me. I still remember every time I watch the sun slowly rise, that I'm looking into my lover's eyes. You saw the lady so young and kind. You saw the young man swim up to her side. You saw the start of a long romance. You were the first one to see them dance. As far back as I can see, you have always been a rock for me. I still remember every time I watch the sun slowly rise, that I'm looking into my lover's eyes. Two hearts, one love, 10 billion stars above. The older lady would come back one day with all her children and grandchildren to say farewell until I join with thee, and we return once more to the sea. As far back as I can see, you have always been a rock for me. I still remember every time I watch the sun slowly rise, that I'm looking to my lover's eyes, to my lover's eyes.
When the Second World War started, both my future husband Nick and his father enlisted at the same time. They were enlisting together. Both were going to go into the Navy. They arrived at the recruitment station, and there was a lot of hustle and bustle. There were sailors everywhere, in their uniforms with their Navy bags, and all kinds of people. There was also a reporter there, and when he found out that Nick and his dad were both enlisting at the same time, he used it as a photo opportunity.
Dad, I'm awful nervous.
Me too, son. But I'm proud to be serving a second term for our country.
The Navy. I can't believe I'm signing up for the Navy.
I can't believe my son and I are enlisting in the Navy together. How many other men get to sign up with their dear old dad?
Well, not many, that's for sure.
Thanks for the interview. These photographs are gonna look great in the Chicago Times. Stay safe. Hello there. I'm collecting stories on new enlistees for the Navy. Mind if I interview you for the Chicago Times?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. Let's start with your name and where you're from.
My name's Andrew Preventis. I'm from right here in Chicago.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right. Nice to meet you, Andrew. Like I said, I'm from the Chicago Times. Name's Fred Worthen. First question, what made you decide to enlist in the Navy?
This is actually my second time around. I was a cook in the Navy during my first tour.
Oh, you don't say. How does your family feel about you going to war again?
Why don't you ask my son here? Nick's enlisting with me today, though it's only his first time.
Can I interview you both together? This will make a great story.
Well, I'd love to be part of your story, sir.
Ooh, before before I forget, I gotta take a picture, you guys. Actually, I got an idea. Would you two mind taking a little different kind of photo?
All right.
Wonderful, wonderful. Excuse me, sir. May we borrow your bag? It's for a photograph. Actually, would you mind emptying it for me? Let me help you with that. Oh. Thank you. All right, son, get in the bag.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure what you want me to do.
I want you to get in the bag, and then we'll make it look like your father's taking you off to war with him. Understand?
Why, that's quite clever. Come on, Nick, get in the bag.
Perfect. Perfect. You're definitely going to submit these. Best of luck
Thank you.
to the both of you.
Thanks, you too.
Looks like we're up, son. Time to go.
Thanks. Oh, hey, let me help you with those. Oh, you forgot this.
There we go. That picture got published in the Times, and the photographer won $5 for the picture of the week. I still have that picture too. In my life, I've learned that if I want to do something, I just have to do it. That's why when I was 79, I decided to go skydiving. My second youngest son invited us to go to this airport and watch him do the static parachute jump. You know, that's where you jump out of the plane, the parachute opens, and down you go. And while we were there, I saw one of these big parachutes, the canopy chute. And there's 2 people. And I thought, 2 people? Well, that looks like fun. When I saw their face, when they landed, I said, well, I've got to do that. So I did. And I got hooked. It's very addictive. It's the adrenaline that does it. Adrenaline is a wonderful painkiller. If you have a backache, it'll be gone by the time you land. And it'll be gone for a whole week. It worked that way for me. When I went to my doctor, he knew about my skydiving. I said, couldn't you write a prescription for me to do this at least once a year and have Medicare pay for it? Really though, the freedom is exhilarating. In my life, I've gone 7 times, and I'm glad I did. And when people ask me what would happen if it all went wrong, I told them that at least I'd be doing something that I like. In anything you do, you'll never be sorry for taking the leap.
sky. I want to be the sky. I want to mold my colors, learn new things about myself, change. I want to rain. I want to rain. I want to pour. I want to hang clouds against the old new blue and watch birds fly through them. I want to fly. I want to dive into the lake with the long ribbons of noon around my feet. I want to pin my hair back with the wind. I can focus. I can hold a broken thing. I can make it better. I can play hopscotch with a lightning bolt, toss it to the earth, then run back to retrieve it. As the sky would say, I am open. I am wide open. Build up your house to me. Let your joyful echo voice through me. I've held the stars where you wish. I know how to be beautiful, how to rain, how to color, how to break, and how to fly. I know how to be free.
Some people say that their cup is half empty. Others say their cup is half full. I say my cup is overflowing. Throughout the years, I have learned to live life to its fullest. At the end of the day, remember the Provenus family blessing. Drive carefully, lock the doors, and call someone you love when you get home. And no matter what comes your way, remember to enjoy yourself.
No matter how hard you strive, no one here gets out alive. But you and life about the you say. You'll find out a hill into the rain. Until you hear that dinner bell, you might as well enjoy yourself. Lying on a jetty in the summer heat, you never can tell who you might meet. Maybe you'll find somebody you can love. But 79 still going strong. Who said you would never fly? No one will fly. Some folks think you're quite insane when you parachute out of a plane. But if nothing happens when you go to water, isn't that the case in the cold night? Then Frank better run the other side. Crossing over, you back into shore. Back in the middle of the town. Children running around. So much to hear. Acrobats and trampolines, every time one is free. Maybe you can ride the other way. And sing in a carnival, everything
Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I'd like to say a few words. First of all, Evelyn, you've inspired all of us. You've inspired me, and we really love you and appreciate you for that, and we're honored to be able to tell your stories. So thank you.
Everybody here, tell your stories, your memories to anybody that'll listen. Someday they'll remember it. They might write a song, or they might tell a story, and you will live forever.
So,
No, my body.
I'm Colleen Makut. I founded the Live Forever Project, and I just want to thank all of you. I love the audience. I want to thank everyone who has been a part of this production. I want to thank, there's a few people in the audience. Patience is working the film up here, the photos, so thank you for that. There's also our greeters who showed you around today. So we have Deb and Patience and Ari and Aaron, who also doubled as the singer. So thank you to those folks as well. Live Forever Project, or LFP, has been in existence in some form since 2014, but it's grown immensely since then. When we first started, we only had 4 troop members who kind of did everything from interviewing to writing to marketing to performing, which was a lot to do. And now with this production, we have over 30 people who were involved in the creation or the performance of this production. And I just want to say how inspired I am that there has been such a response to this project, and that so many people will invest their time and their hearts and their minds and their talent into it. I've been very impressed and very blessed to have that. And to the whole cast and everyone involved, you have inspired me. And Evelyn, you have inspired all of us. And just thank you everyone. And we would like to invite the audience to a reception in the community room, which is down that long hallway. Here after the show, you can meet Evelyn, you can meet us, we'd love to talk with you. And keep your eyes open and your ears open for more from Live Forever Project, because there will be more coming in the future. So thank you again.